Hey, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises
unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach
I want to say that by honor to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. This Rob Amath, and this is our indoor class. Consider the inclement weather, aka it's cold as fuck. So yeah, we inside with it today, and what I wanted to go over because let's get that Shahil wars and rumors of wars.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6, where it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet."
Yeah, so there should be wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. You know what I'm saying? And we're hearing about rumors and situations, and something I wanted to go into that we seen was what's going on in Iran. We seen what's going on in Venezuela, and we was talking about the speculative information that how America, Denmark, and Iran are in this love triangle right now. In Israel as well. They're in this can't say love triangle, it'd be a love square at that point since it's four. It's speculated that the agents that were to be killed were not agents. The people that were to be killed by Iran were actually Assad agents. Those Assad agents are Israeli family members, man. You know what I'm saying? So they pretty much had Israeli family members hostage and ready to kill them. And then those Israeli family members / agents, Assad agents, were exposed by Denmark because the U.S. said that they was going to invade Denmark. So that's to sum it up and put it in summary format. This is what's happening. And because there's a tweet. It's been going back and forth. If Jake been following how Trump said, look, if Iran start killing citizens, we're gonna come over there and do something. Now that's the thing that with coups, Esau uses the CIA. When I mean Esau, Babylon, they use their CIA operation as a mercenary setup, so they don't have to be caught red-handed or have any paper trail going back to them, So they're set up and pay people. They'll pay double agents, they'll pay regular agents, they'll pay citizens, they'll pay the poor, and ultimately they'll start up militias. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you get ISIS, Assad, and all these people, because they'll have these people set up, and these people will be set up to take down a certain regime, aka coup. They take them down, and then you leave them there. Can somebody find where, I don't know if it's Saddam Hussein or what's your boy name, but it was an Arab dude that was being arrested. When he got arrested, he said, these militias are gonna turn to terrorist groups. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much when he was, because a lot of these countries are suppressing it. They're suppressing a lot of these terrorist groups, and it depends on the loyalty of the country on how successful that leader is. Okay? Which is, Esau would try different waves of propaganda, from setting up fake radio stations, paying protesters, affecting the country economically, and that will cause the citizens then to get upset with the government. Okay, that's like us when we're dealing with eggs, and eggs is like $13. You know what I'm saying? Or the gas prices is like $9 a gallon and shit, and it's like, god damn, like what you doing, Trump? But really it's Iran selling their barrels of oil for the low, and they're purposely strictening the government. You know what I'm saying? Putting a vice on them. Okay, so there's all kind of ways that through the wiles of the devil, that we're dealing with. Let's get that principalities and powers, and get that as well. But you got something?
Yeah. It says the Arab leader you're referring to is most likely Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah, Muammar Gaddafi. Yep, there we go.
It says, during the 2011 Libyan civil war, as rebel forces, many of which started as anti-Gaddafi militias during the Arab Spring uprising, closed in, Gaddafi repeatedly warned that these armed groups would devolve into chaos, terrorism, and extremism if he were removed. He made statements portraying the rebels/militias as al-Qaeda-linked terrorists, or predicting that they would turn Libya into a hotbed of terrorism.
Which is exactly what happened. Okay? Which is exactly what happened. So, to be honest, did America create the 9/11 situation then? Because that's who was linked to doing it. So you started them up, and which has always been the speculation. But when you follow them breadcrumbs, everything becomes a little bit more clear. They set these militias up to take down Gaddafi. Gaddafi gets taken down. What happened to the militia that you paid for and all the weapons that you provided them? Now you leave a country with no leadership and a militia with guns that's more elite than anybody in that land. Oh man, I'm about to take this over. You know what I'm saying? Same way that same thing that happened in the Biden administration when everybody was running on planes. They left that land to terrorists. Hypothetically, these are the motherfuckers that y'all paid, but they got so strong that they, like you're paying them, but they'll get on their own 2 feet. But some of these guys are just, especially their leaders, are just paid double agents from your, what's your guy name? Let's get that, Saddam Hussein. This is not Saddam Hussein.
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it up. His linkage to being a CIA agent. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the wiles of the devil. Okay?
Let me get that.
Yeah, about the shot. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead.
Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Yeah, and that's perpetuated to the elect. Okay? And what is that armor? Can somebody get that armor?
Yep.
And that's what we're supposed to do, because if it were possible, he'll be able to deceive the very elect. But if we put our armor on, that'll help deflect all that bullshit that Esau's coming. Because in Revelation said he came out to deceive the nations. Okay? And that's what he's doing. He's using all kind of lies and trickery, smoke and mirrors to make you, up is down and down is up type of concepts. Go ahead, Bible Shah.
That armor goes in the Strong's G 3833. It says full armor, complete armor, includes shield, sword, lance.
No.
Going
to the breakdown.
It's further down.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, you want me to read through or just jump to that
Jump
part?
to it and we'll go back up and
Okay.
then we'll just read down.
It says, this is verse 13. It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand, to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Standing therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Yeah, because truth is within this gospel we have the truth, but Esau's truth is very hard to locate and put a pinpoint on. That's why we operate in truth. That's why it's important to speak the truth. And Esau's system is all lies and smoke and mirrors. And I can't see how people want to live in this bullshit. Okay, go ahead.
And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Yep, and that's this the Bible here. Okay, so when we and it says our feet shod, and I like to see it as our feet is that's our walk. Okay, so and our walk is indicative to this truth. As we're walking on a straight gate, we're supposed to have our feet shod with the preparation of the gospel, the prophecies, the will of the Heavenly Father. That determines the direction of our walk. Even going back to the truth being in the loins, that's your inner man. You know what I'm saying? That's the deep core of your bowels. That's your most protected area of your body, your vital organs. Okay?
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
Yeah, and the faith could be that can't be. Faith is our protection, is our defense. Because if a car's about to fly and hit and the Lord tell me move from over here, that's a defense. You know what I'm saying? The Lord telling us about the MOTB, the prophecies, and we're leaning on and going in that direction, it helps defend us. Okay? So that is our shield. And it's even in micro situations. Okay? The Lord can tell you to say a certain thing or say it whether abounding or abasing to get you out of a jam. And you got to have faith in order to say that thing or do that thing. Okay? And then, you know, just like when they seen Paul, like, hey, tell them this and that. And it's like, man, that's Paul. I'm going to end up getting killed. Like, but no, they had faith. Okay? Same thing with Abraham. Abraham's a prime example, our forefather. You know, he had faith. You know, and it became a defense. Moses, well, Hebrews 11th chapter. You know.
It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation.
Yeah, and that salvation is talking about what? The kingdom of heaven. You know, and that needs to be on our mind. Set your affections on things on high, man. Okay?
And the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
Yeah, which is talking about these breakdowns. That's our offense, man. Thus says the Lord. What it says, when we shall judge, as long as we judge in the Spirit, we shall be judged in no man. You know, that's our offense. But it's a double-edged sword. The same way you're using it as an offense, it applies to us as well. It can cut ourselves. Okay?
Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Yep. Can't forget to pray. Can't forget to fast. Can't forget to pray. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's pretty much it. You can't forget to fast. Can't forget to pray. You know, those are elements that are sometimes overlooked because, you know, it requires faith to execute those windows. Okay. So let's get back to it to the top.
This is Ephesians 6:11. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah, so we're dealing with layers of deception. We're dealing with layers of wickedness, tyranny, you know, from spiritual, where they're putting invisible dick prints on Disney movies, transgenderism, psychological, chemical warfare. You know, so you're dealing with the sorcery aspect of it. You're dealing with the power. All right, the ability to tell everybody what the hell they need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And you're dealing with like a group think. You know what I'm saying? They control the narrative. Their power helps them control the narrative. The pseudoscience and all that. You know? The fact that, you know, a clove of garlic and somebody know Tylenol. The people really argue down for using nature and then saying you goofballs believe anything on the internet. Like everything started from nature. That's a different subject, you know. But the point is that Esau, I don't know why people think that because he tell you that the police is there to protect you, that's what it is. He's a liar, and he abode not in the truth. Okay? He's let me see, let's go to Revelation and say he went about to deceive the world. They gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Can I get this real quick?
Yeah, bubble shot.
It's Isaiah 5:20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yeah, that put, you know, so he inverts the good, the right, and the wrong of things. You know, his science is inverted to nature. Okay? Bud injections, silicone trees that emits with the CO2 emissions. You know what I'm saying? Pulling resources, draining resources out of the land for riches. You know, like oil is used for what it's used for. but it wasn't meant for like to have everybody with Chevys and shit.
Yeah.
Niggas just needed a torch. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of oil that you're running through is excessive.
Yep.
Okay? The amount of resource, the amount of land that you're farming is excessive. You know? The amount of people that are in apartments and the amount of families that are broken is excessive. You know, because when a wicked rule, people mourn, man.
Yeah.
All right? He will not leave some grapes, and he's a drainer. And all this is about resources and control and power. Okay?
It's like all of this is Omaha is small compared to, you know, most cities. But look at all of these buildings just down here alone. You know what I'm saying? Then you thinking about Cali. You thinking about New York. You thinking about Texas. It's just building. It's just everything is excessive. Everything is on top. Everybody is on top of each other. You know,
Yeah.
it's too damn much, man.
Yeah, like the Lord said, though they build, I should throw down. You know what I'm saying? I just want to flip the camera just to show Jake. You know what I'm saying? This is our view right here. And as you see, this building in front of you is a building that's in construction. You got the crane spinning that building probably millions of dollars. You know, millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And Esau pretty much, but that comes from, you know, all that other bullshit that Esau got their contracts but it's all power, man. It's all mass production. It's all like, you know, I don't even know what that building's gonna be for. You know, like what the fuck y'all need? A lot of them office buildings are empty as hell.
Yeah.
I work in a building like that, and a lot of them floors are vacant.
Are vacant. It's just, it be fucking fake businesses.
Mm-hmm.
It be like tax ways they can even get money, tax shit. It be all kind of weird shit. But then you let you trying to get in the house, they'll fucking treat your ass like an enemy, man. You know, where's your credit score? Let's do this. We don't got enough room for all that. You gonna mess it up. It's like, god damn, bro. You know, well, you gotta fight to live in this place. Living shouldn't be expensive, man.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Doing extra shit should be expensive. Okay? You wanna go to Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? You wanna eat an 8-course meal, but it's gonna get to the point to breathe is gonna be expensive. You know, to get from point A to point B is expensive. To eat and to drink is expensive. You shouldn't to be hydrated, it shouldn't cost money because water is a natural resource. You know? Like that nigga Orlando Brown said, hey, you got us paying for apples, bitch. Apples used to grow in can we get that word wows, that etymology? Apples used to grow abundantly. You know what I'm saying? I remember being at home, the tangerines. We used to have tangerines trees, misbelieve trees, you know, banana trees. You know, me being from New Orleans in the South is, you know, that's more tropical. You know, used to have the walnuts. We used to go. I remember we used to walk down the street, get bags and shit. Get them bags, you know what I'm saying? Crack all them holes open. Auntie make a little pie out of it. You do what you do with the rest of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But why we don't see it anymore? It's almost like that. What you call that shit with the Fruit of Loom, and it's, you know, when you see something and you never seen it.
Oh, the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Yes.
You know, like niggas used to grow fruit in their yard. It's like, yeah, right, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you can grow dates out here. You know what I'm saying? I was looking that up, man. You can grow dates. You know, like it can survive cold weather. You know, but the point is that what Esau did was he took a lot of female plants and took them away and just put the male plants out there. So that way nobody could be the wiser. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's an orange tree, but it's not growing. So it must be global warming or something, or you just stop seeing it grow. But they kept on, and they're controlling. Ultimately, they're trying to control everything. Okay? Just like I was watching this one video. It's on Netflix. I don't know if it's up there anymore, but they was talking about how they was growing avocado and they had this. It was in California, so these Israelites, the plot of land that they was on, the water flow allowed them to sustain the avocado that they wanted to grow. And they was just a small business, like Jake would be sitting there with their tent, you know what I'm saying, selling their avocados type shit. And then Esau had his farm. And so he was struggling because he couldn't get the water support. And so he went up to Chicago and talked to some rich elite guys. And then he came back and passed some laws pretty much saying the whole California, they created an irrigation system and said the whole California should have access to this water, as long as you got the money to pay for it. So now you got a mom and pop, Fernando and Mary, they got their little avocado thing. They making some bread, but then you got this powerhouse of a company that's saying, okay, so your money versus my money. Big bank take little bank on who get the most water. Mm-hmm. And they diverted the irrigation straight to them and said, well, if you want water, you can always just pay for it. Well, I can't, nigga. You got too much money. Yeah. That's why I was saying, like, they monetize resources. That's how they do it. Okay? Because we can let them.
That was the definition?
Yeah.
The Strong's G 3180, and it says cunning arts, deceit, craft, and trickery.
Yeah, and that's what we're dealing with, the trickery, the magic. I believe magic is one of the definitions, right?
Nah, when you go into the etymology, it kind of is to speak about Wicca and wizard.
Yeah. Because it ultimately goes back to sorcery. The you know what I'm saying, hand over here and red ball, he over his hand, red ball over here. That's all of the wilds it is. It's like to make you think here's over there and there's over here. That's what magic is.
Yep, sleight of hand.
This is all sleight of hand. That's what social media is, news.
Yep.
It's all that's related to sorcery. It's all sleight of hand.
Distraction and shit. You doing this shit and you looking over here and what's that? Kansas City Shuffle, man.
Yeah. That's the bread and circuses. All that's is wiles of the devil, man. Get your ass like the Kaepernick, and everybody talking about that on social media. Meanwhile, this dude got 18 people on their knees about to take all their resources. You know what I'm saying? That's what his normal pattern is, and that's what we're speaking on, because when they just say things, it sound good.
Yeah.
We're getting all the drugs out of Venezuela. How the hell is you getting rid of Maduro going to stop niggas from transporting drugs?
Right.
So if you get rid of Trump, that means all the drug dealers in America are going to go away, and they're going to stop doing business with America? I mean, doing business with Mexico? No, nigga, them niggas are pirates. Okay?
Can I read this real quick, guy?
Yeah, they was like it. But they're modern day pirates, man. They used to have real pirates back in the day. They used to ship product that you weren't allowed to ship, like booze, opium, you know what I'm saying? And they try to subvert the government. So if you take the leader out, it don't mean that you're subverting the drug, some black market niggas. What it means is that you're really opening the gate for that black market. Because Maduro, there's no government to regulate these niggas getting on these boats and then hopping. You can't just get on a boat and go somewhere out no fucking country. You can't just get on a boat and then dart off so far. Somebody gonna come and say, what are you doing? Where you going?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they did, like I said, they ain't gonna need no speedboats. These niggas just gonna get a regular boat now and just go over there with a bigger ship and slowly go over there. Let's find out how many people die from fentanyl now that Maduro's gone. And if that price, that the number don't decrease, that should let you know. You go ahead, brother.
It's Sirach 13:23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Yeah. Just like everything we're doing is Israelites. All gotta do is say we call it Black Hebrew Israelites, and then we just get fucking blackballed. You know, like it's so easy for Esau to do it.
And it's like, we constantly tell you we not black Hebrew Israelites, but you constantly put it on there. You make
Man,
sure
just
it's
ignore it. You omit the fuck out of it. Like, we're not black Hebrew Israelites. The black Hebrew Israelites is like, man, like, bro.
saying that they are not the black Hebrew Israelites. Like,
I don't know why they're saying they're not black Hebrewites when they're black Hebrew Israelites. It's like, no, they were regular Hebrew Israelites. You know? And that's you know, that's what they do.
That's part of the wild. It's part of the trickery.
Yeah. Because that's them controlling narratives. You know? But you go ahead, brother.
He said this Isaiah 47 and verse 12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Yeah, so let's get that word enchantment and sorcery. It goes back to the same thing. It's similar to wiles, okay? But enchantments is something a little bit different, I like to believe. Let's get the etymology online for enchantment as well.
I got you.
So for enchantments, it's Strong's H2267, which is Habar, so which says association, company, band, shared, association, society, a magician, charmer, spell.
Yeah. So, you know, it goes back to sing, you know, so it's, you know, enchantments is, it's like banding people together based off of theory, like left wing, right wing, you know, it gets you to believe these same type of concepts and words and phrases. That's why certain people talk a certain way, because you've been enchanted. You know what I'm saying? You've been enchanted to think that I'm from the hood, like the brother said. Let me guess, you a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? There's a enchantment that goes with that, and they put up idols that you know, i.e., you know, King Von or something like that, and so you start to emulate, just like drill music. That's an enchantment, man. You know what I'm saying? Because how the hell do fucking Asians know how to do it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a culture's way. When really it wasn't like it was Esau created it. It probably, more likely it was a real situation, which I believe it to be, and Esau exploited it by using his propaganda machine and pretty much pumping it out to the masses. Okay? You go ahead, man.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7, which says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much that cup is the doctrine, okay, and the ideas. All right, that's the enchantment. Not only the enchantment, but the McDonald's. It goes beyond that, you know, like their wine is their philosophies, but also their deals and their concepts, the way they do business. The wine that they're ultimately dealing with now is AI. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole world's dealing with right now is the AI system. But once people start reaching the end of that, the nation's gonna really be mad. The people gonna really be mad because ain't nothing but the rich is gonna eat off of that. You know.
I got preset.
They talking about like it's like I want to say this. They talking about creating all these jobs. And I said the other day for who, right? Not seeing the other today. There's a AI artist that got $1 million deal. Is that not you getting a job? So that shows you that them jobs that become available ain't for you. They just say that. That's the way they do sorcery. Okay? Here we create more jobs. They're fucking lying. They'll lie in your face, like a blatant lie. You go ahead, brother. Is that something? Yes.
This is Isaiah 29:9. It says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
Yeah, and that's you know, going towards our people as well, but Esau staggered not with strong drink because, you know, the doctrines he's pushing But our people get into that shit and really be bugged the hell out, man. You know, and they get enchanted. All right, they drunken, but they ain't drunken with actual wine. They drunken with the philosophies with these worlds of this world. All right, with pseudoscience. Okay, it's like I was saying the other day, like women can't even comprehend what being a woman is because they're enchanted so heavily. So when it comes down time to play their role, they're battling enchantment and nature at the same time. The Lord made you to do something, so you're going to get up and do it, just like having a period and being a stud. You know what I'm saying? Like nature and the enchantment is battling each other.
Yeah, man.
You know? And that's what happened in houses. Women are taught to be men. But they don't know it, but it's an enchantment because they're told you can do that. Anything you can do, I can do better. You've been enchanted. You know what I'm saying? And programmed. You went to school, this is all you, and all you gotta do is, like they say, if you repeat a lie long enough, you'll believe it to be true. So if I keep telling you this, and then I go into get a nigga with some glasses and do that, and studies have shown, and then you get one model, you know what I'm saying, of excellence, and now you got everybody that bit the juice. This is one person though. This is a whole one-off on planet Earth, nigga. There's only one Wonder Woman. That don't mean there's a billion bitches on this planet. There's one Wonder Woman. That don't mean all y'all could be Wonder Woman. That's why she's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She's
Don't say Wonder Women, say Wonder Woman.
yeah, she's the exception to all women. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see women in it and they push it because it's propaganda. They could put this one gorilla bitch has testosterone, is up high, super up, full of shit. She don't even know she eating Wheaties and shit. That motherfucker got all kind of shit in it. Fucking roided to the gills. You know, I lift 450. Oh, and they're like, it was sensation. Ooh. I can't believe it. Everybody, let's look at this. You know, and then start telling her, women, you can do things, and have her give a speech. And she probably really was like beat, foster home, you know what I'm saying? And she's a perfect example. Ain't no different from a nigga like King Von that make drill music. Ain't like they made this nigga, society, well, their system made him.
Yeah.
You know, through systematic oppression and poverty.
They groomed them.
That diamond of wickedness came out. And that's what pretty much happened. You create an environment and a diamond of wickedness will come out. And you're like, yeah, I could use this one. You know, let me put him all on TV. Let me give him power. And this is what they do world globally too. And that's what we're alluding to. They see a country with something that they want. Oh, y'all got lithium. Oh, y'all got diamonds. Y'all got oil. Y'all got copper. All right? Because especially when you go into Europe, what is Europe called? Biblically.
Bottomless pit.
The bottomless pit. There's no resources. And so if you can't grow nothing, and you the most powerful country, how the fuck you get there? If you don't got no resources. You know what I'm saying? You have nothing to offer. Right? Because this might be because this is a foreign concept to people in modern America, in modern day, because this fiat notes will make you more powerful than you really are. Because if we ain't deal with fiat notes and you have to have a skill set to get your resources, it'll be hard for a lot of you motherfuckers to eat. Smart motherfuckers, people that be in these buildings. They don't know how to chop nothing. They don't know how to cook nothing. They don't know how to build nothing.
I was just
You know?
I was listening to Apostle Tahar video about that most people don't understand money, and he read the quote about Henry Ford. He said, if people understood money, roughly paraphrasing, if people understood money, then pretty much they would riot before the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because they would understand, like, this shit that we dealing with today is like, man, that was a perfect way to put it. It makes you feel more powerful than you are. Simple as that.
Yeah, and
And Esau he just throws it out there.
you could be a coward and get somebody killed with money.
Yeah.
You could be a coward and be mowing through people, man, with money. A little small, like Jake Paul, he could walk around saying things, and money, like I said, when Rich Man Speakers, you got that element. You got the element of, you got bodyguards,
Yeah.
you know, like all these little streamers and shit, you know.
Money, shit, you could enchant people with money. You get, like you said,
You could get people to overthrow a country with money. You know what I'm saying? With the concept of money.
Yeah.
But people that are poor don't understand what real money is, which is resources, which is why, like, the whole fucking Africa, like, how the hell y'all poor and y'all got everything everybody trying to buy, right? And niggas like to say that, oh yeah, you know why? Because Europe came over there and they had power and they showed everybody that force wins, which it doesn't, but it's a good, because it's like respect and fear. It's like that kind of concept. Which one would you want? And Esau went with fear. You know what I'm saying? And he just hit the throttle. He didn't let his foot off. Europe came all through Africa, came all through China. Okay?
That's I was watching this video, I forget the guy's name, but it was like, you know, back in the day, it was a black gangster dude, but the white dude came into the town and pretty much he tried to confront him in the club on some shit like, hey, I need you and your people to get up out of this town. And he just stood there, everybody else scared of this dude because he uses fear, you know. But the black dude and his squad, they pretty much took care of the people, looked out for him. So he pretty much like, look, you and your people need to get out of here. Y'all got till tomorrow. And the white dude like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? But he understood that the people was going to be on his side because here it is, this guy's using fear and force to overtake the people when he's just, you know what I'm saying, he's befriending them pretty much. So, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be more on his side than on his side, even though they fear him. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh shit, when he's standing up to him, we're going to take his side. You know?
Esau wouldn't even let it get that far, bro. Like, he'll be watching that nigga in that town, and he'll pay one of his workers to betray him. And he'll say, hey, see that? All that cool shit don't work.
Yeah.
You gotta put a sword on a nigga's neck.
I got a precept. This is Genesis 27 and 39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live.
Yeah. And this is like multifold because the fatness of the earth is that them being all over the place. And then when you go into that word fatness, it goes to oil. Okay? It goes to oil. That's their main power source. You know, economically. Alright? Now you talking about missiles and the dew of heaven, okay? That air superiority. That's their military might ultimately. It ain't just the weapons, it's the air superiority. What's that fucking that mission that he did to bomb Iran's nuclear facilities?
Oh, Midnight Hammer.
Yeah. He was boasting of that. And then when you really look at the mission, it's like them niggas couldn't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't see it coming or nothing. That device, that air device, B-2 bomber flies too high for to be on the radar, and it got pinpoint accuracy to hit something. You'll never see it. It's just like the Lord sending a rock down. And that's why Esau think he the Most High, man, because he on the left hand side, he can, you know, make people marvel at the signs of heaven, man. Ultimately, that's talking about the thermonuclear missiles, but also his superior weaponry. Shit, he got that fucking what's that? God's finger, whatever that shit is. That rod. Yeah, that motherfucker just dropped. Which probably what they hit Venezuela with, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay got all kind of weaponry, man. That you know, and that's what gives him his superiority. Right?
Which was his blessing. It shows you once again who Esau is.
And also the fatness of the earth.
Yep.
You know, he got the oil. That's what he's fighting for. It's on his spirit to have the fatness of the earth. He wants all the resources. He don't give a damn about the people. He said, give me riches and I care not who make the laws. Give me control of the money. Yep. If I got all the resources, I can make everybody wear fucking cargo pants for the winter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wear cargo pants, you get a discount on food. Everybody be up in that motherfucker wearing cargo pants. Food is $200 for a loaf of bread unless you got cargo pants on. You gonna wear cargo pants.
That's why people gonna get the MOTV.
Yeah, they're gonna do whatever because if you give me control of the resources, ultimately, I don't care who make the laws. And we think it's money. Money was just a reflection of their control and the resources. That's all it is. If you want to access what we have, you got to jump through these hoops to get this certificate. This certificate allow you to get what you want. But before you get what you want, you got to pay us again to live. You know what I'm saying? With the same money. You'll never get a plot of land. You know how hard it is to get land? Once you get it, you got to pay fucking land taxes and shit like that. It's ridiculous. You get a mortgage. You pay a house off. But if I were to pass and I let my child inherit, they then have to damn near pay another mortgage.
Yeah.
I forget what it is. It's like what, a sales tax or something like that, or like when you hand land. And I'm like, I can't hand it down, and it's like you got to do this fucking trust fund loophole thing that they set up. You know, and only they know about, but the average person to buy a house and they'll pass and like, I'll put in a will to my son. And now this man got $250,000 that he owed the bank in 30 days and shit. He said, don't even know nothing about it. They take the house and then make it an Airbnb. Esau, man, you take a man's borders, man. You know, he's known for that.
I appreciate that. Go ahead, bro.
It's Isaiah chapter 5, verse 8, which says, woe unto them that join house to house, that lay field to field, till there be no place, that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. You know, and the scripture came back to mind. You know, it first came up earlier when you was talking about how, you know, Esau is getting rid of all the plants, you know, getting rid of all the, you know, the natural things that people are supposed to have to survive, so that he could have it all to himself. You know, you have all these apartment buildings and all these, you know, industrial places that he's putting on free plots of land that people should be able to live, so that Esau can own it, so that he can delegate with.
Shit, that really reminds me of Amalek, man. You know, to be honest, he's going from house to house, and he's really not accepted nowhere. So no, he's a real nomad of the earth.
He's a vagabond.
Yeah, real vagabond, man. You know, but you got something too as well, brother?
Yep. Jeremiah 51:7, it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, you know, it's got to keep coming out, man, because this cup, these philosophy, the lies, the deceit, it really got people going in a direction, and us as prophets, aka watchmen, are here to make sure that the flock doesn't get herded towards destruction. Okay, and that's why we are so hard against all these other camps of misleading the flock, man, especially prophetically, because there's things that's happening in front of our faces, and Esau's lying, and the Lord is telling us the truth of the matter. And it ain't fair, because you are chasing a bag, that you're willing to omit certain pieces of information, i.e. the RFID chip, all right, i.e. how to treat women, children, and people in this truth. Because you compromise. If you say that women should be treated a certain way, or how GMS says it, you're gonna lose a lot of women, because their you know, their hierarchy gets, or their importance gets destroyed. Okay, the importance that Babylon told them that they are. You got a whole lot to say. You could show your face. You can do your little dances. Like, women ain't supposed to be fucking seen. You know what I'm saying? Speaking about wanton eyes, undisciplined eyes. You're not supposed to be looking at men in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I was like considered wanton. You used to be caught staring at a dude like, what the hell is you doing? Why you all in the nigga face? You know, but it's in this society, it's controlling, it's foreign. You know what I'm saying? So we're in the valley of shadow of death, man. You know, of complete wickedness. Okay. You got more to that, or that was it? Okay, come. That's it. Yeah. So getting back, you know what I'm saying? You know, to the Iran thing, it's speculated that, you know, Denmark, Iran, and all these, you know, pretty much America's been setting themselves up to prop themselves up against the other world powers. You know, even though the prophecy said was what it says, America and all these other countries have their mindsets too. You know what I'm saying? And the real battle economically or nationally is who's trying to be a superpower, who's trying to settle themselves into, it's not like it's a race, but they're trying to establish themselves so that, you know, to break away from the beast, if that makes sense. And the beast is trying to establish its power. Russia is trying to break away and get away from the tyranny of the beast. China's trying to do the same thing, all right? And then you got the countries in the middle, Europe, you got, everybody got their little shit. But the Russia, China, and America are the ones that's really trying to set themselves up, and America's trying to establish themselves as the economic power, i.e. the culture of the world, all right? And they're trying to spread their LBGT, alphabet community concepts, okay? We seen how they tried to do it with Africa, and Africa said no, all right? If somebody could find that, Africa said, nah, man, we're not doing that. And America said, we're gonna cut our funding, okay? And that's how, again, that money, the resources, that's what they was doing, because they'll sit there and drain Africa all those resources, get them pennies on the dollar, and then give them provisions and get them stuck on the provisions, but the provisions is from servitude. You know, get on TV, say this, allow this to happen in your thing, allow these deals to pass, okay? Just like they said, they operate like the mob. You know what I'm saying? If you come over here, either you pay us tribute or somebody's gonna get hurt around here. You know? But you go ahead. Did somebody find anything? No?
Yeah, it says many reports highlight severe consequences in countries like Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, and others where anti-LGBTQ laws exist. And Uganda, with one of the world's harshest anti-homosexuality laws, the U.S. aid freezes disrupted LGBTQ-focused HIV programs, peer education. I don't think that's what you're looking for. Let me see.
No, that's it.
That's it?
That's
Okay.
it. They hide it behind that stuff.
Come.
Cause you see what it did to you?
Yeah, come.
Yeah. They put a lot of bone. They put bones in a lot of meat. They're trying to HIV, but then it's transgender.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They probably talk about HIV for 2 minutes.
Yeah, and this is
Just be trying to teach you how to be a unicorn with a dildo on the whole rest of the 2 hours.
it says transgender individuals and activists reported job losses, fear, and interrupted access to medications.
Yeah, you shouldn't even have a job over there. What are you talking about, job losses? Of course you're going to have job losses. They put you to death. You know?
Right. Yeah.
You just trying to compile a lot of shit to make it sound like they're just going through this. Like a nigga just went to jail. There were massive job losses and unemployment and homelessness. That's what happens when you go to jail. You know what I'm saying? They just arrest them. You could just say that. But that's the wiles of the devil, man. They're not a word shit. Okay?
It says in 2014, the U.S. cut aid to Uganda after an earlier anti-gay law.
Yeah. And they try to, Uganda, one of the guys got on there and was like, hey, look, nigga, we don't need y'all money. You know, we can make deals with Russia. And especially through this new technology, through AI and internet, they're able, or with not the internet, but the cryptocurrency, that helps countries trade with each other a whole lot faster. You know what I'm saying? Because beforehand, you really had to have America as a middleman because you had to trade your dollars to their dollars or however the business, but America was involved a lot, especially via oil, okay? And now all these countries don't have to. They can network with, you know, Russia, China, because that was always the thing. That's how the Khazarian Empire came into power, the Silk Roads. That's how, you know, a lot of these, the King's Road. If you control that, you control resources. If you control resources, then, you know, you control power. You know what I'm saying? Which is when we was speaking on it on the highways, talking about the Syrian wars, when I forget it was a Roman general that stopped one of the the Seleucid Empire kings and drew a line, a circle around them, and said, hey, you know, because it was prophesied in the book of Daniel about them going into Egypt, and they got into the most inner gates, right? Which is talking about they actually got into Egypt, but they got stopped and turned around because the grain that was in Egypt supported Romans. Okay? It was the resources for another country to come in and tell another country, stop invading or I'm going to get involved. Because of what? Resources. When y'all fuck up, I ain't got nothing to do with what y'all got going, but if they go down, even if they go down and y'all take them over, it's going to affect them grains, and we got to eat. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't even know what kind of deal is going to come after this. I know me and him got a smooth deal, and it ain't happening. You're not about to mess this up. So that should show you how important resources are to nations on the planet Earth. Once you go into the resources, what country has the most resources, you're going to start connecting dots to countries that's the poorest, the country that's in the most disarray, okay? Especially third world countries, all right? The Congo, I was just looking up how they, the first Democratic elected president, they did that boy dirty, man, all right? The lithium situation we're dealing with, the opium situation, okay? The drug situation, because a lot of the thing is, a lot of these countries, America even in itself can grow. It is a diverse, very wide, diverse land, but it's not meant for production. It's meant for consumption. This country is meant for consumption. So I'd rather have an island full of pineapples, and I ship that over here so we can consume it. I'd rather have a country that's producing nothing but lithium so I can ship it over here so they consume. Revelation, the 18th chapter tells you that. Let's get that when it says the nations were mad because they couldn't eat of her delicacies. Okay? And that's what all this fighting and all this killing and murdering, that's what it's all for. It's just to chop somebody's legs up so you can keep consuming and doing these deals. And ultimately they're trying to get to the MOTB so they don't have to keep fighting everybody and they can have total dominance over all the resources and people, ultimately us. Okay?
This is Revelations 18 and 7. It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
You see? So that's that. Remember that the wine, the wrath of fornication. Okay? They fornicated with her doctrine, her concepts, her businesses, her business ideas. Okay? Like I said, AI, cryptocurrencies, the medical field. Okay? You've dabbled all into that. Because all that has a lot of blood on it, man. The medical industry has a lot of blood on it. All right? Everything that they learned about the human body, you know, how they was torturing Jake. There's a lot of blood on the concepts and ways. Okay? The banks, their dollar system. There's a lot of blood on that, man. Okay? There you go ahead.
It says, all the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
You see, so the nations are going to be hurt behind the downfall of Babylon, man. Because why? Because they eat off of her. How? Because people are buying. Even Russia's eating off Ukraine. All right? That whole America getting involved is because Ukraine is one of the largest grain producers. Okay, the Georgia-Russia situation, that was a large area of oil. Okay, the Venezuela situation is oil, it's resources. Okay, they just tell you that, oh, you know, these people pretty much, you know, are evil because they like when they hire these guys, or allow these guys to rule these countries. Some of these guys be the mercenaries, they be thugs, pirates, and America just say, I'll give you power so you can rule this country as long as you give me these cuts. All right? And then sometimes, just like Gaddafi, all right, he was exactly like that. He was like, you know what? I don't want to do it no more. I'm going to start making my own moves. I made enough money. I don't need you. That nigga won't be a part of NSYNC no more. He just want to do a solo artist and be Justin Timberlake. America like, nah, we ain't doing that. Ain't going to be that though. Nigga, you, with this group is how I make my money.
You said you in sync, so you gonna stay in sync.
You gonna stay in sync, nigga. We all gonna stay in sync. Got it? Yeah.
We'll jump down to 11 real quick. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
You see? So that's that all these products, even though people are being killed behind it, like these countries have to, whether America got them by the balls, there's a standard of living that America produces. You got Africans out there, these niggas eating burgers. Why we have no burgers? Didn't we do it? When we ain't had no king, we wanted a king like all the other neighboring nations. So how much more of them seeing American influence and saying, well, we could do better than that, or we can do it our own way, and they're gonna try to indirectly advance with America, just like America is trying to they're directly trying to advance with China. Because when you're economically like that, then it gives you that leverage, but it doesn't too much when America got that dollar system involved, and it ain't even America that's doing this, really the Rothschilds and the elite bankers. America is just a sword, the hammer of the earth, for real, which goes back to Sirach, Esau, which is thy sword, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately that whore that rideth upon the dragon is that hammer of the earth that's going out to terrorize. But ultimately, to be honest, the UN, but the UN don't really, the UN don't get involved unless it's real serious. They can use their mercenaries, aka America, to do everything. You know what I'm saying? But when it gets to the point that Russia's trying to do something, you're gonna need the UN to get involved. Russia and China and what is it, Zelda and the other gold nigga. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the Power Rangers?
No.
What's that? The bad bitch, the
Rita?
Rita, yeah, Rita and the other nigga. That's Russia and China. You know what I'm saying? America got to form as NATO to fight them. You know what I'm saying? America has air superiority, but a lot of niggas is a lot of niggas.
Yeah. And that's how they was. A bunch of super motherfuckers came together.
Yeah, because America helped defend Israel with the Iron Dome, and Iran just showed you I can get around that with just excessive amount of missiles. Like, you're gonna run out of defenses.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna start sending the real ones.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no reason.
You got all that technology just to get hit with this 40.
Just this 40.
I don't know how true it is, but I was looking and seeing there was this Army general. They did like a military exercise, and they gave him base weapons, and he pretty much fucking damn near took them down. And they say, nah, do it over so we can win. You know what I'm saying? Sure, because as Esau, he has no strategy ability. Just like I said, yeah, it's just brute force. That's the Roman army. It's brute force. Now, you'll have somebody every blue moon that's of them. And when you get them type of niggas, they become great. Because all they need is a real strategist. Napoleon, Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? He was a strategist. He'll send somebody all the way around his flanking system. You know what I'm saying? Alexander was, Napoleon, the way he handled his cannons. Adolf Hitler, Blitzkrieg. You know what I'm saying? Once you add strategy to war, it helps. But Esau's he normally uses brute force.
Yeah.
He don't have no strategy. You know, look at it in MMA. Just brute force. Just wrestle, holds you down. And, you know, it's whoever the strongest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no skill, no technique. It's just grab, run. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but the Russians, they put technique to their shit. Everybody tearing everybody ass up. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to put out is just to expose how, you know, there's a lot more to what meets the eye with the what's going on in the Middle East, is what happened to Venezuela. You know, that America is involved. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, those who are listening that don't know too much about it, this is a perfect opportunity to do your research, your back research. You know, it's through the Spirit I pulled this book out here. You know what I'm saying? You know, Behold the Pale Horse. You know, now, again, I always say my disclaimers. You know, as the scripture said, making many books, there's no end. Anything that you read outside the scriptures should be filtered through the scriptures. All right, so if they say they made a banana tree and the scriptures ain't talking about none of it being, you know, of relevance or whatever, or it didn't happen via through scriptures, then it ain't it. Or if it says, oh, in 2028, you know, Israel is going to take over and everybody's going to, no, scriptures don't say that. Okay? You got to start, you know, they start talking about different gods and Jesus. And no, scriptures don't say that. So you got to know how to pick out the bones when you're dealing with these books. Okay? A lot of niggas get into that shit and then they'll bug the hell out because they think they know more than the Bible because they read more books. You know, when everything goes through the Bible. You know? So with that being said, we give all praises
Unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
Double honor to our apostles, who are elders, who are well. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth with sincerity. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, appreciate it.